Um, so yeah, so basically, um, I said something on a Facebook of mine, book.com of mine, and I retracted the statement. No one mentioned it or no one commented on it or anything, but I did notice that. Well, I think I posted it on my Google Plus or my YouTube, but maybe I don't think I connected it with my Facebook. I don't think, um, or maybe I did. Um, well, I'm going to talk about some parties or concepts. Some would say maybe an organization or a clan or a clique or whatever, but it's more of just like the concept and the platform of ideals and for the institutions of these parties that I want to or combinations that I want to do. Though I added a couple more, and well, I said something basically about how like if Obama's impeached and then Rick Perry gets promoted, and then Perry and I was just thinking like they talk about female on YouTube and stuff like that, but what if like camps? What if like, or I said that the atheist and Platonist is is and is boy, what does that sound better? And and in a symbol and gays should be in camps, internment camps, or re-education camps. Um, first off, I just gotta mention that, or I might as well just say it because I felt, or I mean, I thought about it. So, I mean, well, yeah, but I mean, the person still made a choice. I think. Um, yeah. So, so, yeah. So, yeah. I'll just say. Well, I was gonna say something first, but then I'll just say it like this, or I was thinking a sec. I have cousins, and this one cousin I since reached some more maturity, or maybe he thought about it. Um, yeah, and if he sent me a friend request, I think I would accept it. I think. I think. But yeah, this one cousin in particular, specifically, is gay, and I said that they should be sent to gays should be sent to camps. Um, that'd be one of my cousins. Oh, that cousin I was thinking about. No, he's straight, but I have a cousin that is gay, and one of them, and yeah. So, um, yeah, I asked I meant Harry Reid to start the impeachment process or articles of impeachment or to get that rolling to impeach Obama. Um, I thought of the Brave Nation Party. Someone could say that, but I thought of it. This one person said he didn't like this name, Brave Hearts, but that's for a football team. Um, football team. Brave Nation. No one said anything about that. About that. Brave Nation. Um, Virtuosity Party. Uh, Real American Made. Um, Loyalty Party. Also, I created or sympathy and empathy for all, if and possibly and no American left behind or no American ignored. I did an animal bill, signed an animal bill of rights. I was serious about and mercy for animals bills laws for them, and constitutions or bills, laws of rights and declarations are supposed to be respected. I thought they were going to say something else, but recently Congress or something said that NSA phone spying, I mean, maybe it would prevent things, but they said, well, in general, because they spied in other countries, that NSA spying is legal, but to what extent? Okay, I don't want to go off topic, so, and, let's see here. Well, also, something about, caring for all Americans, but I really don't want to help to push more. I don't want to push any. If I was in the politics or had any say, I don't want to give any of those type of people's any more rights than what they're already getting, or what they might get, or what they have already been getting. Obama was their ultra liberator, vocal liberation for sure, and Kissinger and Obama, and there's nothing really, someone said that people just say you're an Obama supporter, whatever, or you're not godly, or this and that, and so I don't want to do that. Though, like, I retracted one of my statements about gays should be in re-education camps. Gays. Just because you're conservative, and I guess to say even if you are far right, some people, liberals, will say, well, you're not Christian because you're just closed-minded or ignorant. But those conservatives might be Christian, and their views might be different. And they might be godly, and their views are different. Like for a couple years, for sure, I've been reading this page on Facebook, sharing some articles, anti-GOP, or everlasting GOP stoppers, and it's working. I have a problem with this Facebook page that I saw recently, and it has a lot of group members. I forgot the statistics, but I think it's a couple million or a few million and something 100,000, something hundred. A few million or so, a couple million at least. I don't remember the statistics, but I looked at the page and it had a lot of numbers, and it basically, I think, is implying about women or something, about most or a lot of some what's more, most or a lot? A lot of women don't want you to touch their hair. They don't want you to touch their face. And this one guy says, like, they don't know how to take compliments. And yeah, this one guy said, or this one video said, well, probably like every guy, there's a possibility of the R word, this one word. Though the animal kingdom, there's no such thing as that. And and then this one guy said, the more people get rejected, and if they're straight, then the more likely it's lead to something else. I would never force upon anybody upon anything. but it is sort of right, you know, like if women are disappointing in men, well, it's their fault that they're not communicating. It's their fault that they're not saying what they want. And there's no laws or anything like that. I'm pretty sure there's not about only the guy has to, you know, say what he wants, or and a woman could also say no or whatever. But like I'm saying, like um uh you know, just like whatever, or sex or something, and I don't know what's the percentage of how many of them don't want to be, you know, get pregnant anymore, or supposedly we reach 7 billion world population. I don't know, but it's like, or like this one guy said, well, lesbians, like, they know about sex, but it's not as important to guys as the signals thing. Um, uh, but yeah, but shopping's overrated, I think. I mean, I've been to the malls before in my life. I've been to malls. But shopping and going out, I think maybe this one herb might have this one thing. So I'm pretty much balanced, or I'm pretty much, well, actually, I was thinking, well, maybe, you know, malls are okay. They're all right. Malls are okay. Well, it depends on the mall. Depends on the time of day. Yeah. Depends on the time of day, I guess. And oh, Friday, good day. And the time of day, yeah. Well, yeah, Mondays, yeah, those are probably not good days, but Tuesdays or Thursdays. Or I really don't know. As of right now, actually, I was going to say I shouldn't say malls are overrated because, well, I mean, I'm more of a homebody, I think, person. I was going to say, you know, going out and stuff like that is overrated. But maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm starting to feel things more, so it's like, well, you could just, you know, pretend, or, well, sort of. Well, you know, like the stuff women think about, you know, or depending how much they think of it, you know, that's overrated, and why do they think about that so much? Especially because some of the stuff that they're thinking about anyway, okay, yeah, some of the stuff they're thinking about anyway is basically, well, besides trying to make themselves feel good or impress themselves, or I don't know what, or one of their friends or whatever, one of their friends, or I was going to say, well, it used to be originally, I would think that some of the percentage was trying to impress their man, I would think, or I don't know, but it's like for sure 100%. I don't know about that, but well, I wanted to say, you know, that, well, some of the stuff that they think about is overrated. But yeah, so I saw this page, and it's like, don't touch our hair, don't touch our face. It's pretty much, don't compliment us, don't get around us. And I looked at this one comment, I mean, question or whatever, answers, and I guess clones, I guess they take some sperms or some ovary and they put it in the tube and they gross. That'd be a way too, I would guess. Yeah, and then those things that have realistic skin or flesh, and then their brains are programmed. Why don't we just have those? And their pussy is real, and actually, a man's hole is for farting and for going to the bathroom when you have to go. It's not a fuckhole. It's not supposed to be a fuckhole. I said that gays should get SRS. If a guy's not liberal, that's the person's choice. that he's not closed-minded, because then that's your opinion. That's your opinion. So yeah, this thing about, if obviously, I guess I used to say, if you didn't get replies, that means that they weren't interested. Well, maybe it means they're not interested, besides they have a life and this and this and that. Why are they on a site called Cupid? That's supposed to be the angel of love, the love angel, the one that... And then if you're not perfect, I think I had one time out of those years I was on the sites, a few different profiles. I was like, one time this one once, if your profile was better, then, but it's like, they do a lot of window browsing, probably, and that's what I was doing, browsing this one site, luckily, but this one site, but they don't, but that's all they do, or I'm just wondering how many other guys they're replying to. And the first year I was on there, a couple of years, I was like, what do you mean similar to? When I went to my profile, and on the lower right side, it would show some users similar. I was like, no, you're not similar to me. I thought to myself, that no one's similar to me. But how many women were talking to those guys or other people, but not to me? So don't touch you. Well, I mean, because I was going to say also, yeah, these were thoughts. If you touch a woman, and then she might get turned on, or she might let it turn to sex, but you might not know how to do it. So then the guy fucked up. Or you touch her hair or her face. Yeah, sort of, Yeah, someone should ask, can I touch you? But then a woman would be like, why? Or don't, or what? Or can I touch your hair? But she'd be like, why? So you can't touch her face, you cannot touch her hair, you're getting ignored on Cupid, so... and other sites, and you tried other sites too. You're trying strategies, and it's not working. And then so well, yeah, so like, they should just say, okay, you don't touch your hair, don't, I agreed with one thing on this page. It was on Facebook.com. It was don't touch their phone or pad or purse. Don't touch their pad, smart pad, and don't touch their purse. Those two things you don't touch on a woman, especially. But if you want to touch a woman's face or arm or hair, ask. But then she'd be, especially, I've gotten this before, not in person, but on a site, about wanting a relationship or being with somebody, or, well, you don't know me. But yeah, well, I read your profile, but so why do they say that? Because, well, I read your profile, I know most about you, right? Because of your profile. So I don't know why they're saying that. Yeah, when, like, 10 things about women, or 20 things about women, or 10 things women could be doing, or this one woman was saying that she was going to have ice cream with her mom after a volleyball game. So yeah, it was something I looked up, and it said, well, they might be thinking about their mom or spending time with their mom or whatever. Okay. And if you don't have a car and if you don't want to go anywhere, then it might just be about sex. Or intimacy or touch. But I just read this page that they don't want to be touched, so... I think women for all these years have been just accepting being women because they have to accept it. But now they're just recognizing that these touching and this leads to intimacy or possibility, or they don't know what to think, so that gets them upset. So sometimes, so if you can't touch, then then And because a page gets popular, then they definitely don't want to be in. They're just wanting to cause attention or media or attention. And then you can never lay a woman. Grasshoppers and katydids, those are pretty cool. They mate all the time, and different insects mate all the time, and ants and bumbles, they mate all the time. And I didn't even know, basically, fruit flies are the size of almost basically like gnats. I didn't know they mated. Fruit flies. But a lack of a sex partner, they have sex. It's like, of intimacy could cause them stress. It's like a fly bug. Oh, I'm not. I don't want to be one of those. No way, man. No way. I know Roach trying to be rad one time. I took care of those in the kitchen. I first had them, and a few times. I thought they were coming from this one place, but I'm like, what the fuck? They were already there. I had an aunt that basically saved me from getting kicked out, but I was like, it wasn't my fault anyway, so I would have fought that anyway. But the manager, for himself, he quit. Well, because I said I'm a Snow White bull born in April, and it snowed in April. I said one time Jesus with a lowercase j, but it was like, and then before I went in one time, and I said thanks, and then I guess he looked at me. I didn't say anything, I just lowercase the j. And like if he's ever used a library computer, you would see that there's these sites and such like that. So, and if you saw YouTube, it's like, you know, they have Christian videos and such and such and such, and you know, but there's some of YouTube that's of YouTube that's not. So it's definitely changed since the internet. On this one Universal, I was contacting this Jody, one woman. I even looked up her real name, but I had to type in her first name and her middle name. Though, a few different ones, just to make sure it was her. And I sent her messages, and I gave her this one number. And I know she's thinking about it. She's probably read them. And, you know, I'm patient. But then I recently shared a picture of this one colored woman with the big ass. Oh, what? And basically, that might have, like, showed that I wasn't sincere about. I mean, one time I was sincere, and then one time I guess I wasn't sincere, and then I felt sincere, and maybe this, you know, not really sincere. But I mean, fuck, I've waited, you know. I mean, so I shared this one picture or page, and yeah, so maybe I'm not that sincere about love, or maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe mixed up a bit. Though. Yeah, I was talking about caring about everybody, but I really don't want to be vocal about it because you don't need to because of Obama. And he's made his history and his legacy. See? And I'm pretty sure that Jody woman, even if I did meet her, that she wouldn't have a big butt like this one woman on this one page. And that'd be okay. If she didn't, Judy Marie. Benson, yeah. I mean, if there's a woman I like, and if there's like 3 really good reasons to be with a guy, then she should stay with him. Though, it's like, why am I liking these women, but they're not available? Not available. So they're taken. So, but now I've tried everything, and I even if I could, like, actually Friday, or when I first mentioned it, actually, I was feeling like, you know, going to a mall would be okay, walking around and this and that. I'm just saying, like, though, I don't want to take chances. And then anytime you're going somewhere, you're just, well, I mean, most women go to malls for shopping, or if they're with their friends, but I don't think they're there to meet a guy, so I don't think so. Like, you might as well not go out. And you might as well just should be able to, like a strategy could be, well, I want to meet a woman, like, could I stay here for a few days? But she's like, what? Like at a store or something. Like, what? So, like, so you don't have to keep going there. So you don't have to keep going there every day. Every day or a lot or frequently, But some people go to the stores. I remember when I used to go to the store, 2010, for a couple years, and a couple years, or a few years, and when I'd be going to the grocery store, quite a few times. I think a few for sure, and I was saying hi or hellos to these women, and I think I got one hi back before. I'm not sure if one's, yeah, or no, like, or any woman that I thought was attractive, I would try to talk or say something to her. But yeah, I mean, you might as well just, like, the same people, like, what if what if they were allowed to, like, just stay at the malls and overnight and, like, sleeping bags and resting bags. Oh, hold on. Fred! Fred! Oh! What's up? Fred! Fred! Resting bags, and, like, resting, what am I talking about? Email or something. Fred! Like at a mall overnight. Fred! And you're just able to camp out overnight in, like, the mall, shopping, like on a main floor or something. Like, if you're allowed to. And then, well, what am I talking about? I mean, it's basically, I think people can meet, I think a couple can meet anywhere, basically. But it just, I guess, depends on where God wants him or her to meet each other's partner. So you're basically wasting your time. Hello, fine, hello. What am I talking about? There's probably a couple couples that probably met at a grocery shopping store or at a mall or somewhere, or at a movie theater, maybe. Over. And then there's those places where you supposedly play games, and, like, this one place they have these raffle tickets, and you could get prizes or whatever. The more games you play, or the more you win, or whatever. Yeah, and then those people are usually there to play games or whatever. So yeah, I mean, oh, even nightclubs, dancing clubs. I've been to those. Got a few female friends or acquaintances, but I could have had more girlfriends. And these were like when I was 19 and 20, so for 2 years, or a year and a half, or almost 2 years, and then another year one time, and then yeah, I've got lucky this one time, and I've had quite a few like possibilities, or I mean, I've had dates before, luckily, um, and this one woman could have been, but then maybe not. Then maybe not. So, um, so yeah, I mean, well, besides like the world population or American population, 300 million or something, how many people actually have? How many people are actually couples? Or how many people are single? Or how many people want relationships? This sucks. 2 topics. Yeah, 3 topics maybe. Well, this one thing, and I said astronaut one time, and this was in 2007, but actually I had a temper problem before, and who knows. So, and I took some testosterone herbs, but I still feel a balance of both. I wasn't taking estrogen on purpose. I didn't know Permiferica, or did I say, had that, but actually it said men could take it, but I think it said like one thing, possibly, though it's actually could balance out moods and everything like that. It doesn't make you, well, I'm like, I think I'm straight, though, I'm straight, though, I think, someone say the woman is made for marriage and it's made for baby making, but you would hopefully want to make that good and though like this one woman, and she was basically implying it from San Antonio, Texas, but it was this one local area code, so I'm like, you're local, you're not in Texas, and $800, so I was like, no, I'm thinking maybe if she was thinking about alimony or something like that, or I mean, support, or this one type of support, and it's like, don't tell me it's $800. Then I don't want to get married, or they gotta change that. It's like if you have a baby, like maybe like 500 or 450 or 480 or 500, but not 800. So like this one woman, maybe she was testing me or seeing my reaction. Are you fucking serious? Because I was thinking, well, maybe that's if we had a baby or something, if we did or something. But so, you know, I deliver a baby like Dr. Ron Paul, and then Dr. Ron Paul, and then you have to be firm. You have to hold it out. You carefully pull it out, or she pushes it out, and you have to hold on to it, and then the umbilical cord, and then yeah, and so and you present it to her. I think basically though, and then if someone was saying like 800 a month, are you fucking serious? Even if I was rich, I mean that doesn't make sense. 500, I don't know. But then like after a couple months, okay, you could resume your job or get a job or after a couple months, and it's like you could go back to work now. So obviously she'd be better be able to have 300 left over, 300 each month. And I was thinking, like in about, well, she would be living with me though, right? So It's like, well, she doesn't need have an apartment or anything, no. Because basically it was saying, like, then she might go back to Texas. I'm like, what the fuck? A couple things I feel disrespected. I didn't want it to be about money only, and I didn't want it to be about even me. Fucking A, man. This one guy, George for title, I'm not sure if he broke up with his girlfriend or if he didn't, or woman, or didn't get back together or whatnot, but supposedly he was over there for Christmas or whatever. And mainly talked about gifts, but I guess he made some money with the Google AdSense, and then I guess if he had a certain number of subscribers or whatever, views or whatever, that Google would pay him, or he signed something up for that. But then he says he doesn't want to do it anymore because some people have been quite negative, and it's like, well, this guy's opening. You know, this guy's opening up to you. And you're like really disrespecting him, so he was not wanting to do videos anymore. And I see some people doing videos from their cars. It's like SmartPad or digital camcorder, and then you're uploading it to your computer, and then are you putting it online or something? So unless it's important or quite important, if it's not, I don't think people should be doing videos from their cars, even if they have a digital camcorder. Because all in all, it's just them wanting attention, not just about venting. Well, maybe, but they're just wanting attention. Mostly, I think. So, well, maybe. I guess there's that feel, maybe. At least right now. You know, I was thinking, well, maybe it's 50-50, but at first I wanted to say, well, I don't think I would want to do a YouTube video from my car for YouTube video. Digitally camcording me talking about something, you know. Why can't you just do it when you get back to your place? A video from your laptop or something. If you have, you know, a computer, why do you have, or why do you have to do a video in your car? Unless you're talking about scenery or if you're having a good time, but not just about politics or whatever. Yeah. And I guess this one guy was doing videos about his trips. So I guess that's okay. One time he did a video venting at this ranch or something like that. Something like that. So yeah, so this one page was really popular, and can't touch their face, can't touch their hair. Actually, you know, don't touch their smartphone. Yeah, I agree with that. So but their hair or their face or them at all. I keep getting office messages from loveme.com, me.com. Oh, you're my doggy, You're supposed to be my friend for a long, long time. Anyways, but this site, loveme.com, and I know it's not free, so. Like, I'm starting to think that, like, these models are on a couple sites, and, like, this one guy sued Match.com, and supposedly eHarmony, but I previewed that site, but I couldn't see anybody's picture, so I'm like, what? And then like I was talking about Manati or whatever, but maybe that's an OkCupid too, because a lot of these women seem really superficial. I'm just like, how many women looked up what the word Cupid was? And why have I been so ignored? I know one time I tried to talk with this Trish woman, and this one weird time of playing this one game, or this one area in this one game, video game. Though, I've had a woman before. I had a girlfriend friend before. Woman, female friend before. And she loved me, and mostly I think. And I've had a few other possibilities. I've had other interests, other female interests before, and I've been trying, even on Plus and Facebook and Twitter, YouTube, private messages. These 3 women haven't called me, and this one local female hasn't called me on YouTube, from a message. This local one hasn't called me. Then, except this one, but I guess, so, I think she sent something maybe, but, so, if I called her before, and then, I guess she wanted to call me back on the Plus thing. But, like, I've tried, like, these women and then those well-known women, and actually, I installed one of the updates, but you can't go back to the original. So, like, no one would pick up. And there's, like, 2,000 something hundred days in a year, and there's 52 weeks in a year, and there's 365 days in a year. Oh, so, like, within, like, 6 years, there's, like, 7 years, there's, like, 2,000 days, some 100 days, and 52 weeks and 365 days in a year. And 52 weeks, I'm pretty sure I said that. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure. And don't tell me that, like, those things I read about what women may be doing or thinking about, or doing, or thinking about. And yet, all those years, I haven't got a dang call from any of these women. And how could they not be interested? And maybe there's a couple years or a few years that, or one year I got a lot of views from different women, but it was like, if anybody had a problem with my profile, how come they just didn't call me and say, well, got a phone card, and then though, your profile really didn't make sense much, because I looked at it before, and they had a lot of stuff on there on a couple of my profiles, but not my recent one, so that didn't make sense. But it's like, a woman could say, or she could have said on the site, edit your profile, or she could have said, well, your profile had a lot of things on it, just tell me, like, 3 things on each of the sections that, what makes you you, or, or the summary and the about me, or what you're doing on a Friday, or, well, right now I'm doing a video. Why does it have to be Friday? Your favorite books or movies or music or movies or whatever. 6 or 7 things you can't do without, and 7 things, and or whatever. And I would tell her on the phone or via email, but I didn't get anything like that. I didn't get any of their phone numbers, but I gave women my phone numbers. Or this one woman gave me her phone number, but she was from Skype or something. And with the messages, well, actually, I think it's pretty much the same, I think. I mean, you can still do the calls and everything on the Plus. But I'm checking, like, the messages I sent, and then you can scroll, and then, but let's just see invites or replies, or no invites, and then maybe if you get a reply, it'll just be on the bounce. Um, yeah, I mean, trying all you can is what matters, though. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Oh, it's my friend. Fun. Don't worry. You're fun, adorable. I've seen a couple of Facebook pictures that your dog loves you more than you love him. But I don't want to ever have to prove that. Because Wigs dogs and dogs Wigs are supposed to be together. Actually, this one something about a wig, but it was like, well, that'd be like for cinema or whatever. But it's like, actually, it's more what color lip you wear. It's actually the color or the style. If it's black, then it's more masculine. Or want some yellow, and that's okay. But not red. But I'm like, what the fuck? These two women on this one Facebook, on my main one, I said sup, and this one hi, a few periods after that. But one has my home phone number, this one model, or whatever, and this other woman has this pad number, which she could text if she, or, hold on. Don't. Wait. Wait. Oh, wait, don't. You're broke. Yeah. Okay. I won a conference. I won a championship in 2012, Ultimate Frisbee, the Saints main championship. I won a conference championship too, and I won a basketball championship in basketball, Marines. In basketball, which I always wanted to win a finals. I think I'm inspiring some Nuggets players to win a championship. I won 2 championships and I won a conference championship. Hey, that's important. And I was ready to win I was ready to win the championship for a second time for Ultimate Frisbee. I was ready again to win again. But I think they're supposed to stop because, well, I'm still in this one group because there's that other page, and I warned my local peeps about something. But on this one and my other one, I still haven't got any messages about. I never said. Oh, and I said something about this one thing, warning this one. And he was like, buddy, I was like, so I guess he actually has been busy. But he deleted this one profile, and he said he wasn't really much of a Facebooker, but he knows my words were twisted. Miguel Hernandez? Not Mendez, or Hernandez. I think, and Aaron somebody twisted my words or gossiping, so hey, I'm not going to forgive you, and God shouldn't forgive you because you broke a fucking commandment on purpose. Jesus doesn't have more power than the Father, the first God. God. I don't like hypocrites. So say it in order. Say it in sequence. About something, and he's like, wish your family well, and I said, I wish his family well. Well, and, well, he said, well, buddy, marital law. It's like, Even Congress said that's illegal. And then what if there were hypocrites? Hey, I don't want to be a part of this. Then supposedly NDAA 2 said something about revisions for undetainment or whatever. Re-education camps for what? There won't be a future if they're trying to tell people about Agenda 21 or whatever like that. Then there won't be a future. I mean, I'm pretty sure people, because even though babies or whatever, because those are actually cute, mostly, and like or clones thing, and it's like most people don't want clones of themselves. We don't want that. We don't want that. But anyways, I sent him this link, and he was like, "Whoa." So I said, prepare yourself, this and this and that, just in case. Just if, I mean, it might not happen, but, the more I have fought against this for the peoples and some peoples that I've seen that they would defend themselves and this and this and that, hopefully, then it wouldn't happen because they wanted to see people's comments and reactions. It was just it's probably just speculation, but maybe us or maybe they would be preparing to fight it. Yeah, so he replied to me finally on something, so on an email. So I know we're in good terms. I'm not sure. And I think he, besides having to probably get another job or something or whatever, he probably, because I retyped or I told him what I said on his page, and he knew they twisted my words for sure. And because he got in trouble one time in the past before, so he had to watch himself. And he had to, think over some things. And I don't think he wants to be part of that league anymore because a couple of guys tried to ruin our friendship. I just said, because one time he said supposedly he took someone's girlfriend, or he tried to, and then he got punched in the nose or whacked over the head nose with a beer bottle or a bottle, and he showed me. And then he said, well, he didn't take someone's girlfriend, but maybe he did, but he didn't want to admit that again. But he did tell me originally, but he didn't tell me, and he didn't say not to say anything. But he says, next time I tell you something, and I'll say, well, don't say anything. Or I think he did, and it happened, and I didn't. So I forgot or something like that. So he didn't want to be part of that league anymore. And those were two guys, and I'm not sure, maybe one of them liked women, or maybe they might be turning that way, or who the fuck knows. Though, this one person I used to associate with more so, and I don't think he wanted anything to do with the league, because they were a bunch of us, who could you trust, I just said, when I got a girlfriend, don't talk to my girlfriend. I didn't say that he shouldn't have a girlfriend or he shouldn't have offspring. I didn't say that. Because he had on his profile that he wanted to basically spread his seeds. But even if he's trying to OkCupid, or, did I say that other word too? And he was in that league long enough, and I think, and, nothing was happening. And besides the sports thing, it was actually, I think it said on a link, and originally in the paper I read, and also as a link, that people were signing up because it was a good place for singles. I was there for months, and I did everything there, I think. Maybe quite a few, but and no one asked anything, and no one, one time I did go out. I think there was this one woman, but I wasn't sure if she was single, but she wanted to do some humanitarian work. This other woman was with this other guy. I asked her before. She supposedly said she was flattered, but they went Dutch, so probably I'd go Dutch with her. I'd pay for my date if we went out, and she'd pay for her date. Actually, I like this one street more mostly. This place we went to, and I paid first. Um, uh, yeah, I think I said I was going to pay inside. Um, I didn't have a card or anything. I had cash, and so I paid. Um, I even think because my friend wrote it down, and her spelling of her last name, and then I think I found her on Facebook, and I gave her my phone number. There's just one woman, like I said, that did humanitarian, wanted to do it, and then there's also a waitress, also, waitress, I think Russian, maybe, or something, and I gave her my phone number, but she blocked me on Facebook. And, well, someone told me, well, maybe if you went there again or something like that, but she blocked me, so these women just ought to be. I really don't want to say this, but these women just best be off being lesbians. Yeah, and besides artificial insemination, that's lame, isn't it? And or cloning or adopting. Why would you do that though? So did it say? Does it say in the Bible or whatever because of certain behaviors or certain things happening in the world that the world will end just because? I mean, hold on. Did it say just because of certain things that because of those certain things that the world will end? I'm pretty sure no, it doesn't say that. Or even if something did to any regard that they would uh that like if something said like this people are this way or this is how or that there is permanent or for in the world or magic or whatever. But that's basically telling you whatever it says. Don't do that. You shouldn't do that. But they're doing it. And the other planets in our solar system probably had life on other planets. Well, what happened to the life on those planets? And then this tweet of God is talking about a new galaxy. What galaxy? I mean, why? Will we fly like angels? Will we be? We wouldn't have to use the bathroom. Would we? We wouldn't have to. Would we be energies? Will we have some form? Will everything would be perfect? That's the new heaven and the new earth, and that'd be okay. But like, if we weren't limited. Because true love is everything should be shielded. Shielded. There's this group called the Shield and Triple H and Batista or Tonga or who was it? Who's the other guy? The Shield of what? These vampires and I Am Frankenstein, some dude playing a character. He says he's fighting vampires, or he fights vampires, but they look like regular wings and they don't look like vampire wings. It's like vampires are not neutral, I don't think. And some dude was playing the character role. He didn't really look like Frankenstein. They turned him like into the Thing or like Hulk or Frankenstein. yeah, and like then like a relationship could be like a bit rocky or something like that. Who knows? But it's like a partner or companion or a person companion. Um, I do have some company, luckily. Um, though, um, a person like lover, comp- other personally company, or like this one room. If she wasn't gonna, if I have when I get a woman friend, or if I was to be with another woman, I'd always have either she'd be with me in my room, or I have another room where she would. I'd tidy up that room, and then I'd get a, when I get a, hopefully an upstairs and downstairs or whatever comes first, and then either way she'd have her own room, and right now she could still have her own room because I have an extra room. Um, and I'd still invite my dad over, I think, to play video games or whenever. But then, like, and she'd be in her room, or she wouldn't mind or anything. But I am 30, and I did read one time that it's just, well, a guy that's single, especially, it's not good for him to be single. I had a thought before, what if, like, who knows when, but, like, if, like, a woman be like, well, yeah, so, like, you have her, and then you could also have like another partner, though, like, like your, that one word friend, and it's like, person friend, and then your female person friend, and it's like, but I really think these women being liberal about or what's next, cloning is going to replace, is it going to replace having offspring? I mean, it's like, then women are stooping to a low by they're not even trying to handle it anymore. I mean, yeah, so. I don't like the Google thing, or didn't, or I think they might have changed it, maybe, but like you would type something in, and I think it like knows what you're typing. But like on Facebook, it's supposedly like they know what you're typing on Facebook before you post it, and it's like, then you wouldn't have to post it. I didn't. Whatever year that was, I didn't like how Google became, because they totally knew what you were searching, and unless that's preventing stuff, But there's this movie that it's stupid, like it's supposedly this people's or persons supposedly they think that some people might, or I mean a person might try to do something in the future, but he hasn't done anything, so they would try to stop him. And I mean, like, they'd try to arrest him like a couple years before it was supposed to happen or something. But it's like, how do you fucking know? And dreams, increments, segments, fragments of such, from a dream, or nighttime or something, or if you were to dream or something, that just doesn't make sense, because that's like parte Illuminati, and it's like, what's the point in living if you were to fucking experience, that we're just living out, story, like, I mean, events that are like basically like storylines, and it's just fucking stupid. It's stupid. That's stupid. That well, then there's not a reality to this world. And that stuff like Lord of the Rings or Middle Earth or who the fuck knows is either was it in the past or could be in the future. Why are we watching these things? And some people, one person said, I think before, I don't remember what year it was, but it's like, well, for entertainment. But it's like, well, certain things I don't, and like I was talking about these one subjects, but I also could have said femurs. And it's like, yeah, but that's sort of serious, sort of. If it was, it is, if a woman was to tell me, well, I haven't dreamed about it yet, or she's been daydreaming, but she really thinks that it's not enough, or it's like, what the fuck? It's like, can't you just say, oh yeah, I like your pictures, or you like some of your profile, or like, I should say that, like, if you get married and then, like, I was, like, divorce is, like, legal and everything, but I was going to say, like, what if, like, because if there might be anything financially, maybe, and then it's like, well, then there's, like, no more divorce, but then, like, if she doesn't want to be with you, that you could get another lover. I mean, especially if you don't understand, or, like, you don't think she should be breaking up with you, or whatever, or if there's a reason, that, just like if you divorce me, you have to find me another lover. Because I don't think women, like, if they break up with somebody, I don't think they necessarily wish them well, totally well off, totally. And that's not right. Especially if a woman breaks up with somebody and then they're going to be with somebody else. Because if I broke up with somebody, then I'd be like, well, are you going to get me a lover? Because basically I've tried and it's not working. So, like, if you want to break up with me, you have to find me another lover. And that'd probably work. And out of all these phone numbers I gave, you would think that most of these women probably that they would have friends, or that if they would go out, that maybe they could have given my phone number out to another woman throughout the year. And I've never gotten a phone call from any woman, and I think a bunch of these women, we all have one, but in the metaphorically speaking, I think most of these women are assholes. Feministic assholes. And I said I didn't ever want women to become feministic or to support liberalism, but why would you be dissing me? I said something, but I'm not president yet. I wasn't running for president. I retracted this statement. I didn't delete the post, but I basically said I didn't mean this one thing. You had your vocal liberation, though I wouldn't want my cousin to go into camp just because he's gay. If we impeach Obama and then, like, they've been trying to liberate the gays in certain states, or places, but they could put them under the bus again, metaphorically speaking. But I could promise you and guarantee you, if I run for president, I'm just not going to say anything. If these gays get thrown under a bus, metaphorically speaking again, that's what would happen. That's what America's saying, and mostly, and they've had their vocal liberation, and if they don't like it, they can move somewhere else, possibly somewhere else. So yeah, And this one guy's basically an atheist now, but then he says he likes Christmas lights. It's like, he likes holiday lights. Lights. Yeah, the first Kanto and then Johto. Kanto, Viridian City, and then Snowbella City. From Platinum, or from Black, which had the white legend, and the Emerald, and or Y, or X, Y, and no X. This one, Angel or something, said, well, Pokemon was going to be real, but then God decided no, because it would have taken attention off of him. And some people would say that. You're talking about Pokemon, but you could be maybe thinking about God or something. It's like, no one said that. No one said that to me or anything. But well, God made animals. Well, actually, I wouldn't like God if we couldn't love animals. If I would like God more if there were some Pokemon. Like Licky Tongue. But as long as he didn't have this one. I don't think he's toxic. I don't think he's that. He's not regular. He's regular type. So I don't see how, if he's regular, I don't see how he's that type. Or has that. I mean, he can't be that other type because he's regular type. Or normal, regular. Wow, none of these women for 6 years couldn't have given my phone number to one of their female friends if they had female friends or acquaintances. They couldn't give them my phone number. I mean, even if it was long distance, I mean, it's still fun. I mean, cards, phone cards, internet, texting, numbers. It's cheaper, or is it your text every so often? I mean, you'd be charged every so often once you go past a certain limit. As long as there's no honey or potion or anything like that, then as long as there's not any of that, then as long as there's then they're better off than us humans and persons instead of, I mean, than us, And supposedly we're at 7 billion. I'm not sure if I believe that. Even when it was 6.5 billion or 6 billion, I'm not sure if I even believe that. But they're even certain insects or certain birds are more better off than us. And certain frogs, because and I had a thought about not touching any of this one type of body of waters in sections of the world, and you probably know what I'm talking about, and I probably know yeah, probably know what I'm talking about, and I know the word, but I don't want to say it though, about that other people's or humans would not interfere with their life, and that they wouldn't, that hopefully they wouldn't venomize, that they wouldn't do that to those type of waters, because they have different types of lives, and because they have different species and life in those bodies of water. And about no Arctic drilling, and they've been doing it. Shell and BP had a spill. They lost a lot of money. And with whose fucking permission did they say Gladio? Why did someone name him Gladio? or L. That's like an angel's name. And then Harn. It's like he was for drilling. It's like, you, I mean, I should have already been into politics. I mean, fucking someone disrespected me, Dominic's thoughts about not drilling in the Arctic. That's evil. No, because, okay, so they had one spill in this one area, and then they've been, I think, excavating the oil then. So then, how many rigs do they have in the Arctic? Then, by next year, I know what you think. Oh, hopefully not. They would be they'd be done with that, and then they wouldn't have any oil around in the Arctic anymore for millions of years, multi-thousands of years. And if there's a spill, then these are not secure rigs. These are not safe rigs. These are not sturdy rigs. These are pathetic rigs. Are they skimming? Are they trying to correct their mistake, their error, their... Because in BP it was like in 2010, I think, and for like a couple days, I hope it wasn't a few days, but a couple days, and the BP in the Gulf, it was like just oil plumes, oil keeping coming out for hours and days, and it's like 24 hours in a day. It's like, I think there was a skimmer creature, but it's like, and then they did some skimming, but it's like, you know, the fact that that oil didn't get excavated, and the fact that it spilled, waste, and what they did, what it cost. Yeah, and I'm not sure, you know, maybe it's him listening, maybe, and he's saying maybe you have a choice, maybe, because these ones fishing, I don't think I was purposely not cared about or anything like that, or maybe it was saying to get my life together, you know, and I did, and what was I saying? Oh yeah, the BP and the Arctic thing. I hope I'm not bad. I'm not evil. I'm not bad. I'm not bad. I'm not bad. I'm not evil. I'm not evil. I am not evil. I'm not evil. Not. I don't think Jesus should forgive me. Wasteful fucking harmful fucking pathetic fucking corporation. It's something like that either. I'm not gonna forgive you. And I'm pretty sure Jesus cares about me. There's a thing, that picture of Jesus, beard shaved, and then he had a square mustache, and then it was this one guy. He was like, maybe, or maybe the spirit, maybe. Who said that? Or maybe it was in one movie, but there are other movies. What movie was it? Was like Fear of Sin? But actually, whoever did the voice for the character in the movie, but the actual Jesus did not say that. See, that's what's fucked up. Jesus did not say that. There was no film in the time of Jesus. Well, which ones? Or... yeah, you could have had somebody distorting history. Why would they be forgiven? What's the point of this world to see, to hear, or to see, to read about negative, to know about negative stuff? When you're a lifer and then you see it being disrespected. I learned that this one thing was called the Destroyer. But why? Then why didn't God destroy this one thing? Why was it a destroyer? And do they see, do they go into another world? Yeah, I want to be in one piece. All together. But what's the point of disrespecting something? I had on this one blog, about coming back each millennia, but I changed my mind. I mean, like, what's the point? Let's just say, like, on this one title of this one book, I made a mistake and I wanted it to change it to 2015. In a couple years. That should be the promising future. Or what if there was like flying whales or dolphins or, we're not connected. And if this video gets a lot of views, then that'd be good and all. Or if somebody did have, if I would be respected and we could actually make the future come to be now. I don't want it to end or anything, but I just want it to continue. But if it was to continue, if only if it's in a positive way. This seems like October or November. This doesn't seem like December. This apartment one time I went out for my birthday and dancing and luckily I got a ride back. Yeah. Actually, I didn't meet anybody there. Yeah. Guess it was just for dancing on my birthday that night. But yeah, though, anyways, on Facebook, this one club, I kept getting invites. But I looked at this club, but I think it's this one type of club, but now it's a gay, lesbian, or gay bar, or nightclub, gay nightclub. And I don't want to go to that. place anymore, especially in location 2. We don't have the traveling tubes or light rails, and we don't. It's not worth it. Yeah, I just that and the location and right now, and I don't know about 2015, but I had this original date or year, but that's actually bogus because I wouldn't the original year because originally something 500. I wouldn't be around then, so fuck. I mean, what's so special about then? Or maybe it's 2050. Those android-like flesh robots and they're real like pussies, and it's really real, so you don't need lubrication. You don't need that. I said fuck the Japanese one time, but then I actually said suck it. So it's like maybe they would give me a free Japanese female sex robot. It's like, I mean, it's not a robot. I mean, android. Android is more likely. 2015 transportation and 2050 sex robots. Remember that's 2045. But 2015 transportation. Yeah, 2015 transportation. Flying whales. Or what if we rode walruses? Or what if the saber-toothed tiger was still around and they were like pets? I was like, I don't know. Seriously, if you're not gonna be with me, I'm trying to call her Chase. If you're not gonna be with me, Trace, you have not given my number out, or if any of my phone numbers that I have given out, no other woman has called me yet. Yeah, if celebrities didn't worry, or if they weren't be able to be called, if they weren't to call who they want to, then they weren't really celebrities, or they weren't really, like if they weren't in control. It's like, oh, Justin Bieber retiring. Are you serious? And there's angels, like maybe a woman could have like appeared and could have made it with her, but maybe the time wasn't right or whatever. But it's like, oh, if there's a female angel, I don't know. And Twitter is telling people don't vote for Hillary Clinton. She's a liar. She's a liar. I only tell the truth. I only tell the truth. I only tell the real legends. You know, Kazumi, you're right on a lot of things. Fowler. You're right on a lot of things. Oh, this one guy, I know you'd probably say maybe, though, this one guy had Eva, but I think this person might have been, or maybe not. I don't know. They said he was against several things. Like he was against blacks. Hell, there was none in Germany. Oh, maybe the Olympics thing, but hold on. What? Don't do that. What? I saw this Donald Duck thing, and he was like, hello, hello, and it was about, he was like, if he was in like Nazi Germany or something, and then, or that era, and but then near the latter part of the video, hold on, the latter part of the video, he was kissing the Statue of Liberty, and that he was proud to be an American. Hold on. What? An American. Hold on. If I was from my today's Whig Party and I didn't do the modern Whig Party, that's sort of the similar word, and if I wasn't part of the Democratic or Republican thing, and like would they be calling me a Nazi or something like that? What the fuck? No, Whig with an H. With an H. Yeah, they wanted you to work a lot. So have you tried ever looking for a woman friend, to no avail? This one dude said this one word, so I'm thinking that maybe he's not totally that one way. Maybe not. And then maybe he was thinking about, or this one word he said, I'm like, why is he talking about that? Someone one plus my post about Babylonia, Apollyon, Mullet, Dagoon, Ball, America, some dude's video, share 107 about America the New Sodom and Gomorrah. It's like, if you like how the dude did his video, or that I share it, or what did he like what I said about it, or what the title of it, or was this one person, did he like it because he was, wait, oh no, that's the guy, that's the guy that he saw that I shared his video. Yeah, 107. Never mind. Yeah, mind. 107. Yeah. I was in an apartment 2 line. It was almost like hell, almost. Well, pre that. Well, luckily I had some company, yeah. Something. Hold on. What, friend? And that's when I first moved in, that's basically because I had a laptop. That's when I started to use that site. What? Yeah, it's good for you. Vitamins and stuff. It's good for you. Vitamins, it's good for you.